Hi, I'm Mr. Evans, your test coordinator here at Odyssey Charter High School. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about taking the ACT at Odyssey. So, today I'm going to go over general information, date and time, facts, and scores. You can see our email here if you need to get in touch with us. It's testing at odysseyk12.org. You can also see our website where there is more information and links that I will be referring to in the presentation. And that website is odysseyk12.org/ACT. So first I'll start off with this is the law in Nevada 390-610 subsection 4A that states all students must take the ACT or the college and career assessment in their junior year. Simply put, taking the ACT is required by Nevada law to receive a high school diploma. We cannot issue a diploma without an ACT score. Now, the good news is there's not a required score. For you only have to participate, you only have to try. So you just need to come, show up, do your best, and that will meet the requirement. So why do we have this? Well, our legislatures wanted to see how our students are doing compared to other students. And you need kind of the same measuring stick to measure that. So ACT is the measuring stick Nevada has chosen. So you have the same test, same conditions, and we can see how students in Nevada versus California, Delaware, Tennessee, anywhere else are working to see how we measure up. It also gives students an objective idea about how they're performing academically. ACT can get you scholarships in some schools. And if you're going to a trade school like cosmetology or HVAC, there are some schools that will let you skip certain introductory classes if you have an ACT, or they may be able to get you financial aid based off of that ACT score. So a lot of doors can open up to you, and this is why we want everyone to take the test. It also finally helps Odyssey know about our classes. If every student performs poorly on photosynthesis, that lets us know we need to reassess how we're teaching photosynthesis. This is just an example, but part of the metrics we use to see how we're doing as a school come from ACT. So date and time, ACT is always 7:30 to 12:30. We must start at 7:30. It takes about 30 minutes to get everybody on campus in their room, get their test ticket, and get signed up and ready to go. Testing finishes around 12:30. If you requested accommodations, meaning extra time, you will go longer, typically till about 2 o'clock. But we will be contacting you specifically with those informations. ACT is the first week of March. And you test on your usual school day. So Monday on Monday, Tuesday students on Tuesdays, Wednesday students on Wednesdays, and finally, students who are flex or AP test on Thursdays. If you have an issue with this, you need to take a different day. No worries. Just reach out to testing at odysseyk12.org, and we're happy to schedule you on another day. ACT will not be in your usual classroom. You will get a notification saying what room you have, usually the week before ACT. And just a reminder, Flex and AP students are on Thursdays. So what's on the ACT? There's English, math, reading, science, and writing. And good news this year, ACT has reduced the length of the test and the number of questions. So hopefully there won't be as big of a time crunch and it will not be as much of a marathon. But we do not know how that will perform in the real world, as this will be our first time doing it. So ACT procedures, you're going to show up at school, go to your room. If you don't remember your room, it's in your email. If you don't know, there'll be people with a clipboard able to help you guide you to your room. We will verify your identity. Since you're at Odyssey, we can look you up in Infinite Campus if we need to verify your identity. You do not need a government-issued photo ID. If you're taking the ACT on your own on Saturday testing through ACT's state and national program, special and national program, then you will need a photo ID for that. You'll go to your room, sign into your computer. ACT asks you some basic demographic information, and then you get started on English and math. You have a 15-minute break, then reading and science, a 5-minute break, and then you're done, unless you have accommodations, which we will be telling you what those times are. So another thing to know, Devices must be powered down, not silent, not vibrate, but off. Devices are powered down. The student writes their name on an index card, and then we place that index card and device into a mesh bag, and that is put at the front of the room in a clear box. If there is an issue, your parents can contact the school if there's an emergency, and students will be allowed to get their phones back after testing in accordance with ACT policy. So I'm sorry to say you're unable to access your phone or a computer or anything during that 15-minute break. Okay. So that's the information for phones. The same goes for smartwatches or smart glasses if you happen to have them. Any device that has a battery that can record or transmit information has to be powered down. If there's a medical exception, we've already reached out to you and handled that. Accommodations are as needed. If you have an IEP, a 504, if you're an English learner, or there's a specific medical need, we've already reached out to you. Those have already been set up. Everything's been scheduled. Typically, that is just extra time. If you have questions, you can email testing@odysseyk12.org. Calculators. These are the TI-84s. They're in every classroom. You'll have access to them. You can go to this website here, odysseyk12.org/ACT-calculators, and there's videos on how to use them. The instructions are there. If you want to come by the test office and check one out to practice with, you're welcome to. You also should know that there is an embedded calculator, I mean, inside the test, when you do the math, there is a calculator on the screen that you have access to. And if you want to check out that calculator, it's desmos.org. And that website is on the presentation. How do scores work? Scores go from 1 to 36, with 18 being an average. 18 tells me that if you go to a community college or you go to a career institute like HVAC or cosmetology, an 18 tells me you should be able to do the reading, writing, and math necessary to learn those skills. So, for example, to mix up the right amount of hair dye, the proportions, the math for that, to be able to read instruction manual or schematics for air conditioner. It's those sorts of skills you should be able to do, or to pass like an English 101 or Algebra 101 class. A thing to know, this is just a picture of how you're doing on one day at one time on one test. It does not define you. The ACT does not tell me you're going to be successful or a failure, if you're smart, if you're struggling. The ACT tells me that you can perform well in typical introductory college classes the first semester, that you can get a C or better. That's all the ACT tells me. If you don't like your ACT score, think of it like a selfie. You can just retake it, take another one. You can contact us and we'll be happy to get you started on that process. Getting your scores are going to be mailed to you, a paper copy. This is your official score report. Please keep it. It's critical that you keep this document. If you ever need to get it in the future, you need to contact ACT directly, and it costs about $20. You will be given a paper that I'll show you on the next slide for myact.org. This is where you're going to create your account. Please do not use your Odyssey email account, as when you graduate, that goes away. This is where your scores will come in. And if you do sign up for this, you might see that your scores are there 5 to 8 weeks after testing, sometimes even earlier. And your score may come there, appear in the system, and then disappear and come back until it's finalized. ACT scores are finalized 8 weeks after taking the test. And with regards to retakes, you can get it one time at Odyssey, but you can do super scores if you retake it on other places, and 21 or higher gets you scholarships. This is an example letter that I was talking about. You'll be getting this on test day. The instructions are here. Please take a picture of this top part here that has your ACT student code. You're going to need that to access your scores. And if you ever have an issue with your MyACT account, they do require this number, and it is very difficult if you don't have it. And we do not always have the numbers because sometimes ACT will update them. So please keep this number available. You'll go to myact.org, create an account, and you have 2 days after the test to send scores to colleges if you want to. After that, they charge you money per score. I believe it's about $20 per score per school. And there is a video that's linked on our ACT website I showed you at the beginning of the presentation that shows you how to set up your My ACT account. As always, thanks to Slides Carnival for making me look good. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. Thanks so much.